Alright, welcome back to More Ignorance in Basketball. Now, before I start off this video, I did get another email from YouTube, and they wanted me to tell you guys that if you like the video and or we have options, subscribe to the channel, YouTube will personally send you a Digimon. So if you're into digital monsters, today could be a big day for you. So subscribe, like, see what happens, give it a shot. But let's get into this video because I've been sitting on this for a bit. You know, the first real video I made was why I thought the Suns were gonna win a chip this year, and a lot of people call me fucking crazy, a lot of people call me dumb, and I know we're only 8 games in. I'm aware of that. I can do math. But as soon as the Chris Paul trade happened, the disrespect was already piling in. I saw a lot of people saying, oh, maybe they can make the 8th seed. Bitch, what? That was just a smack in the fucking face. I'm sure to Suns fans and to me personally, because I'm like, bitch, how do you get paid, some of them millions of dollars, to talk about basketball? I'm doing this shit for free, and I could see it made sense. I'm like, just look at the Thunder. If you just use common sense and just like, okay, just take Chris Paul, just one player out of it, because that was a trade, right? He had a bunch of fucking nobodies on that goddamn team. No disrespect. He had Shea, who was basically a rookie. You had Gallinari, who fucking can't guard me. You had Steven Adams, who has no goddamn offensive skills at all and isn't that great of a defender. I'm sorry. And then who was the 3? Fucking Dort, who is barely even a fucking NBA player. I could shoot better than Dort can, so I don't know what the fuck. He's like a 6'4", 3-and-D guy. Javon Carter is better than him already. So, and they were tied for the 4th seed and almost beat the Rockets. But this team, you give the same point guard an upgrade at literally every fucking position, an upgrade at every position, and a deep ass bench, and a better coach, and they're worse. I'm like, what the fuck? But that's just me being a little bit emotional, but that's the reality of it, and that's why I made this channel. So I'm going to talk about why I think this team has been so good so fast. So let's get into it. First off, the bench, because I know everyone's going to talk about Chris Paul and Booker and all that shit, but really, I think the biggest thing is the bench. Especially, I want to talk about the bench first because let's be real, they're not getting the love that they deserve. I'm going to go through everybody. So first off, I want to start off with Cameron Payne. I remember when he got drafted. I remember when he started off his career with the fucking Russell Westbrook dances and shit. And it wasn't pretty. I'm going to be honest, it wasn't pretty. And he found himself out of the league kind of fast. I think within a couple years. I think he went from OKC, and then I know he went to the Bulls, and I think he may have played for a couple other teams, but it was a bit of a rough start. And I remember that because I was like, damn, OKC is always really good at their picks. And I was surprised to see, because he was a high pick. I don't remember which one, but I know he was for sure first round, but I think he was like a high first round. So I was surprised to see him go out because Sam Presti, this motherfucker does not miss. I don't know if he's half robot. I don't know what he does to have all these good ass picks. But when it comes to a young prospect, this guy doesn't miss. So that always stuck in my mind. But I'm going to start off with him because I called him out. What power do I have? But I made a video. I think it may have been their first preseason game, and he played like shit. And I was like, I don't know about this. But literally ever since then, he had to have seen my video. That's the only explanation for him playing better, right? That makes sense. Ever since then, he's been balling. He has done nothing to piss me off. He's not averaging like crazy numbers. He's not coming off the bench scoring like fucking 30 points a game, but he doesn't need to do that. I mean, last night he had 10 assists in like 15 minutes. Who the fuck does that? And Chris Paul is my guy, but every time he comes in for Chris Paul, I'm happy because he picks up the fucking pace. The Suns have not been getting off to great starts. I have my own theories about why. I'll probably talk about that in a later video, but he picks up the pace. He does his fucking job. He picks up full court. He He can shoot, he can pass, he can penetrate, he can make plays for people. He's perfect. I love everything he fucking does. And I'm also kind of glad the dance has stopped, I'm gonna be honest. Cam Johnson got fucking clowned for what, the 11th, 10th, or I think he was the 11th pick, right? People in his own goddamn draft class were clowning him. You've seen the video. I know you've seen the video. Disrespect. Now, I don't even think it's a question. He's one of the best 3-and-D guards in the league. And this is his, I would say this is basically his fucking rookie season. He hasn't even played a full 82 games yet. Because the last season was all fucked up, and then, you know, we're just starting this one. So he hasn't even played a full season of basketball, with including last season and this season combined. And he's been playing fucking excellent. And like I will always say in all my videos, I notice everything. And if you do something fucking stupid, I'm gonna notice it and it's gonna make me mad. He hasn't done anything. Like literally nothing. The only thing he had is like he had a little bit of a cold streak in one game, and then he finished off the other game making like 5 threes in a row. Like he's like the perfect 3-and-D player. He's great. Saric, the perfect backup center, especially in today's NBA. He can space the floor. He can fucking shoot. He shoots about like 36% from 3. He can pass. He's not a bitch. He can take advantage of mismatches inside. I would easily say with Johnson, like Cam Johnson and Saric could easily be starting on like half the teams in the league. Easily. And like that would be like a solid pickup. But these guys are coming off the bench. Jevon Carter. I already made an entire video dedicated to Jevon Carter and why I think he's so important. I mean, what more? Like, he picks up full fucking court. Excellent defender. He started off, just to give you a reference, he started off, I think, from 3, 0 for 13. And every shot he takes, he earned. Because I'm like, this motherfucker's been playing defense for 30 minutes straight. Let him take a goddamn shot. I don't give a fuck if it's an air ball. He's gritty. He works his ass off. Love him. I think he did the One Punch Man thing where he worked so hard he became bald. But that's all good, dude, because that shows that you have heart. And I respect that. Galloway. Instant offense. I feel like the first 10 seconds this guy's in the game, he hits a fucking 3. And some of the time, it's a goddamn 4-point play. His shot is so fast. It's crazy. It's like, every time he shoots, it's like, oh, he's going to get blocked. But he just makes it, and it's weird. But I'm all for it. Galloway, love Galloway. And he plays defense, and he's a vet. He doesn't do anything stupid. Like, he'll shoot it, but the shots aren't stupid. You know what I mean? He's not like fucking J.R. Smith where you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? He just shoots fast. He's just like, anytime he's in the game, he's just looking to score. Really just, I mean, and he can drive too, but he's definitely looking for the shot first. And then we have Moore, who's played, 6 minutes all season? And he started like 2 years ago on a playoff team. And then you got Frank the Tank, he's back. The couple games he played well, but he's not even getting minutes. This team is like a legit 10 or 11, 12 deep. A lot of people talk about the Nets for like the deepest team in the league, but I really think the Suns are. And I know they don't have like the superstar names, like Cam Payne isn't like a fucking superstar coming off the bench. But bitch, I don't give a fuck because he's balling out of control. Like how many point guards coming off the bench are gonna have, I mean, is Steph Curry even gonna do that shit? When's the last time Steph Curry got 10 assists in 18 minutes? Has he ever done that? I don't think so. Cameron Payne is better than Steph Curry. You heard it here first. I don't give a fuck. Alright, I think I've shown the bench enough love. I could literally make an hour-long video on every single player on this team. I don't give a fuck, except for Damian Jones. You still piss me off, even though you haven't played in like 6 games. I don't care. Those 2 games you were in, you were fucking terrible. So, I'm sorry, but I don't like you. No offense, but I don't like you. But let's get into the offense. So, this team can score in pretty much every way. They have CP3, who's like the best mid-range shooter, I don't know, in like the fucking history of the league. They have 7 or 8 guys on the team who are shooting like anywhere from like 38 to like 43% from 3. They got Mikal and Cam, who are like I think Mikal, there's like some weird fucking stat out there about like he's the best cutter in the league, like those two. I mean, the stats were about Mikal specifically, but him and Cam are great cutters. You got fucking DeAndre Ayton, who still needs to get a little bit tougher. I'm thinking about, I don't know, maybe we can start a GoFundMe for him and put him in like fucking Marine Corps training. I don't know, something. He needs to get a little tougher. I don't know. Maybe I'll hit up Zach Randolph. He could spend the night at his house. I don't know, read him stories or some shit. I don't know what it's going to take, but he needs to get a little bit tougher. But this motherfucker is skilled as shit. He's very athletic, and he can score inside. And anytime they throw it to him inside, it attracts like 3 fucking people. It's like he's Shaq. People treat him like he's Shaq. And he can either score or kick out to the fucking 25 shooters on this team. And then you have Booker, who's one of the most versatile scorers in the NBA. He can score from literally anywhere. I don't think there's any, like, is there anything he can't do? He can post up. He's got a fadeaway game. He can run off picks and shoot threes. His mid-range game is really nice. He's got handles. He can make plays for other people. Like, I don't know what he can't do. Step back threes, all that shit. So, I mean, they can score in literally every way. And they're the best 3-point shooting team in the league. You know, I hate to say this, and trust me, I hate to say this, but you know what this team kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of that Warriors team that won their first championship when Steph Curry had that stupid ass like mini afro. I'm going to talk about hair a lot on this channel. You guys are just going to have to get used to that. Was that English? I said, you guys are going to have to get used to it. But it kind of reminds me of that. It's like they move the ball well. They turn it over a lot, kind of. It's like a mix between like vets and new guys. And they're really deep and they shoot a lot of threes and they defend well. Has anybody else thought of that? But yeah, it kind of reminds me of like that Warriors team. And I don't fucking like the Warriors, but it's just what I see. And then also with Monty Williams, I gotta give him some more credit because I don't talk about him enough in my videos. But honestly, there has been nothing that this man has done to piss me off, which is crazy. Him and the GM need to get a lot of fucking credit because Monty Williams just seems like a good ass dude. He seems, I don't know shit about him. But just like from what I've seen, and I'm watching the post game interviews, the fucking post practice interviews. I've seen all of them. Some of them multiple times. Why? I don't know. I just watch this shit. And the way he coaches and his substitutions and the plays he runs, they're all great. I like everything he does. And I think that it'll all translate well into the playoffs. And I think a lot of those bench guys, because you know how like most teams, when the playoffs come, like the bench, it's like, okay, you were great for the regular season, but it's playoffs, so get your ass on the bench. I don't know who the fuck they're going to do that to. Like, who are they going to sit in the playoffs? Cam Johnson? Fuck no. Galloway, you need him. Carter, you need him. I mean, Moore is still not going to play. Like, Saric, like, they're still going to be good because a lot of these guys, like I said, could start on damn near every fucking team in the league. I don't even know what I was talking about. Monty Williams, love him. And his plays, everything he does, I love. And he's obviously a huge part of the offense. I mean, the 0.5 offense thing was him. So I have a feeling that this team is going to lead the league in assists. I know they did last year. And I think having Chris Paul, honestly, even though he averages a lot of assists, might hinder that. I don't think it's a huge deal, but I could see it happening again. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the offense is great. And a lot of, like, the offensive stats, they don't really show up, I think. For a lot of them, they're, like, kind of mid-tier. Except for the three-point efficiency. I know they're the best in the league at that. But offensively, this team is really fucking good. And the fact that they can stagger Booker and CP, like, if it's a better team, I've noticed that they tend to do that. But they don't have to, like, last night against the Raptors, I think they had Bridges in just because he got into foul trouble early. But, like, if you switch in, like, Johnson and Bridges, it's not like there's a big drop-off. One can outplay the other at any time. They're both great. And they're both very similar. But, like, the bench was outscoring the Raptors' starting unit last night. Like, they gained the lead against the starters. That's how well this bench plays. So yeah, this team is really fucking good offensively. All right, and I want to end it talking about the Suns defense. Now I looked it up, and depending on like what statistic, because as you guys know, there's a billion different fucking defensive stats. They're like 1 to 3 depending on which one you look at. Now with my first Suns video, first off, I'm just gonna say it. Shout out to me because I called it like a month ago. I'm sorry. I know it's early, but I'm sorry. I had to combat all the goddamn disrespect from all these dumbass NBA analysts who don't know shit. But I digress. Like I said in that, I think it was that first Suns video. I don't know, man. I've been making so many fucking videos. I forget what I say when. But my point was that for like, as far as like the playoffs, I just wanted them to be top 10 defense. Now, I said they had potential to be top 5, and I definitely did not see them being number 1 this fast and this early in the season. So I give them a lot of fucking credit for that. I know they're the number 1 in points allowed, and I've noticed they kind of tend to play a little bit slower, especially at the end of the games, but that's just because Chris Paul's like, slow the fuck down, and they get good looks, and that's what matters to me. But like, why are they so good? So personally, I think it's because the guards and the forwards are really versatile. Now, Devin Booker is probably the worst defender, and he's probably like average. But pretty much 1 through 4 they can switch. And then, especially when it comes to like Bridges or Johnson or Crowder, it's like, do you want them guarding you if you're a point guard? Fuck no. I know, because like a lot of guards, especially if they're trying to ISO, they try to get like a center or like a point. I can't fucking talk. A center or a forward on them, a power forward on them. But like if I'm Steph Curry, right, and I'm trying to get a screen to ISO a big man, am I really trying to get Crowder on me? Fuck no, I'm not. So 1 through 4 they could switch, and then Ayton. I was watching some fucking video. I don't remember who it was from, but this was like deep, weird internet basketball shit. But they were talking about how DeAndre Ayton's actually like the best center at showing on screens and like guarding perimeter players, like guards and shit. So even if you try to get an ISO for the big man, that's like the worst case scenario for a big man, because he's not super big. He's thin, and he's very mobile. He's really athletic. So it's almost like, I'm not going to say he's Anthony Davis, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, like when the Lakers play and Anthony Davis is on a guard, like he'll lock that fucking guard down. Like in the finals, he did that to Jimmy Butler. He just guarded Jimmy Butler. Now, he's not that good, but he's in that realm, which is huge, because that's like all fucking point guards try to do. They just try to ISO the big man and score on him and just shoot a fucking 3 in his eye. But DeAndre Ayton can actually move his feet. He's not like fucking Valanciunas or some shit where if he's on the 3-point line, he's just fucked. It's just like, okay, just blow by me because there's nothing I could do. So that's huge. And I know, like, DA, especially early on, he wasn't known for his defense. I mean, Embiid was, like, literally clowning him publicly about being a terrible defender. And that's true. But, bitch, it's a new year. So he's good, honestly. Even guarding inside, he's very disciplined. I think a lot of those fouls he gets are bullshit. So it's not something I'm worried about. I'm not worried about him like fouling out in a playoff game because he can't not foul. You know what I mean? He can't not foul. What? I don't know. I'm sorry. And another thing, I think with the addition of like Chris Paul and Crowder, like they have veterans who are going to stay on these young guys and just bark at them and make sure that they're fucking in the right spots. There's trust there on the switches and everything. And they're going to get on you if you fuck up. So I think that helps the defense a lot too. I mean, I'm watching the game and Chris Paul just doesn't stop yelling. He's always yelling. I get it, dude. If I was in the NBA, especially if I was good, I'd be like, bro, can you fucking relax? No, he's not going to relax. He's been doing this for like 20 years. I don't know why he's like this, but he's like this. And the number one reason of why I think this team is the best defense in the league, and I'll repeat it again, dude, the Suns have the best fucking defense in the league, and they have the second best record in the league, tied for first in the West, but they're first because they're above the Lakers, so fuck you, they're not tied. Can we just appreciate that? Because who saw that coming besides us? You know, when you told your friends that the Suns are gonna fucking make the finals, people laughed at you, dude. Now I'm seeing all these videos. Oh, the Suns are a contender. Oh, like, bitch. Of course they are. It just made sense. It. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. You know what? At least they're figuring it out, right? They're a little late. You know, a month and a half or however long I've been making these videos. I don't know. They're a little late, but at least they're catching on, I guess. But again, I digress. I think the number one reason, I gotta give it to Mikal Bridges. This man, if he doesn't make a goddamn first, okay, he's not gonna make first team because of like fucking Kawhi and Paul George and all these annoying ass people. I get it, but he better fucking make an all defensive team. It better be number 2. I would prefer it to be number 1, but I know how it works, so it's probably not gonna happen. But this man, he has to guard the best perimeter player every game, and he's done a great job all 8 games. I mean, except for what's his fucking face? I mean, except for like Siakam last game. But I mean, they still won, so whatever. But he's done a great job against everybody. And in the preseason, you know I'm gonna talk about that left to right he did on LeBron. He's not scared anymore, dude. He's great. This guy, you don't understand how much frustration I had watching these shitty ass small forwards. Every team I've liked, I'm like, why is the small forward so shitty? I just don't get it. It's like they just stand in the corner and shoot threes. They can't dribble. They can't pass. Their defense fucking sucks. People are hitting game winners on them and shit. It's embarrassing. Mikal Bridges has played excellent. He's been the most consistent player throughout the fucking season. He's played great. His defense is amazing. He leads the team in blocks, and he's a small forward. That should tell you everything you need to know. This man is not getting the credit he deserves. I don't know if he ever fucking will. Probably not, because that's just how life works sometimes. But we know. You know what I mean? We know. And I gotta give it to him. And lastly, I know I said that already, the biggest reason of why I think this team will succeed in bringing home that championship, there's no bitches on this team. And I don't mean bitches as in like rapper bitches. I'm talking about pussies. Now, I'm just going to tell a quick story, something that enraged me as a basketball fan. And I think this is something that you guys can relate to. I remember I was watching, I think it was the Clippers, right? It was some playoff game. I forget who it was. But JJ Redick, and just full disclaimer, I love JJ Redick. I don't think he's a bitch, but this was some bitch behavior. And I will never forget this until the day I die. This was years ago, and I think about it at least once a week. Sometimes I have nightmares about it. It's a reality. But he was, I think he was on offense or some shit, and he was like fighting over his screen, and he fell down to the ground. And when he fell, for some reason, like at the same time the other team had the ball, right? So it was time to get back on defense. And JJ Redick sticks his fucking hand out for somebody to help him up. And I'm like, oh my God. I've never felt such disgust for a grown man in my life. Well, I don't know why I would feel disgust for children, but you guys get what I'm saying. I was so disgusted. I'm like, bitch, you're a goddamn professional athlete. This is the fucking playoffs. And the other team is running down the court and you're sticking your hand out like you're 4 years old? Get the fuck up by yourself and go play defense. You're getting paid like $14 million this year, motherfucker. Get your ass up and play some defense. And Luka Mbamute helped him up, and I was like, all right. I was like, there's no way this team can win anything. They're too fucking soft. Nobody on this team would do that shit. I can't imagine it. I couldn't see anybody doing that. And that might be a weird way to end this video, but that's how I do it, dude. So shout out to the Suns, shout out to the GM, shout out to Monty Williams, shout out to Chris Paul, and shout out to you guys. We got 80 subscribers in this bitch. I remember when I started with 5, and one of them was my mom, and one of them was my friend. So it's been fun. I'm definitely going to continue to make these videos because they're fun. Let me know if you guys want me to talk about anything specifically. I know I've been just kind of doing the like the post-game videos, but these, honestly, like, these are my favorite videos to make. And like I told you, I'm fucking moving and shit, so I haven't had the tiempo, that's Spanish, to make as many videos as I want, but I will around like the 20th, so like 2 weeks. I'll be settled in and shit, so expect more videos then. Thank you guys again. It's been fun. I love talking to you guys in the comments. That's my favorite part. So hit me up in the comments, bro, because it's fun. It's fun to just talk about sports, talk shit. And yeah, that's it. Again, if you're into Digital Monsters, consider subscribing, because you might get one. I don't know if it'll be mailed to you. I'm assuming it's just going to appear through magic. That was just my assumption, but I don't know. They weren't really that clear. But I'm going to end it here. I'll see you guys tomorrow when the Suns hopefully beat the shit out of the fucking Pistons, because they're terrible. And if you're a Pistons fan and you're watching this, why are you watching this? This video is not for you. Go watch some fucking Pistons video or whatever, dude. Fuck off. Sorry. I'm kidding. But, okay, I'm rambling. I'm going to end it. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.